what's good? Welcome back to the Sandbox Podcast. It's Myles, Joe, G Fazo, and Brendan. We're going to talk about code switching. That's always a fun one. So I guess let's just jump right into it, because for all y'all that don't know, all code switching is basically just switching how you interact with whoever you're around at that given point based off who you are. So, for example, us four black men act very different around our, white counterparts, you know what I'm saying, compared to like our homies or whatever at home. So my question for y'all is, do y'all think that code switching is necessary? Because, some people don't care. It can be, man, I'm going to be me regardless. You know what I'm saying? Which is, if that's what you want to do, then that's great. But what's y'all's thoughts on that?
I feel like everybody code switches to a certain point. I feel like for your job, you got to code switch.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
When you're doing the interview process, when you're doing it over the phone, when you first get there for like the first 2 weeks, I'm not even gonna lie to you. When you first walk in there, the first few days, you got to put on like a facade to let them know. Like, I'm not gonna say to let them know like, hey, I'm not a YN, but I'm here to do the job.
YN is you got, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like, I don't know, bro. You like at the same, I feel like you gotta have code switch, bro. Like, you feel me? You gotta kind of still be a nigga, but at the same time be like, hey, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? Like, you gotta you just gotta know who you dealing with, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you dealing with like stuck up, you feel me? Yeah. You feel me? You dealing with them folk, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be real like proper, and like the grammar has to be on point and exquisite, bro. Like, you feel me? But if you dealing with some laid back folk, you could probably be like, you know what I'm saying? Some laid back individual, you could probably, you know what I'm saying, have a little bit of blackness infused into the dialect. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I feel like that blackness you're referring to, like, I feel like that can be incorporated with the properness. I feel like I feel like when people code switch, I feel like other people that aren't in that group see that as like, well, why are you acting like that? I know you don't really act like, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, so do y'all think there is a time to code switch, like just for people that are proper, or is like when? Because I know there's a lot of people that don't look like us that would not mind if we talked a certain way, even in a professional setting.
Right.
But then, like you said, to your point, like they could be like, oh, I don't know if I should, I don't know. Well, I don't know. I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, Brendan?
I think it's just time and place, more like the people that you're in. It's just like how Greg was getting into. It's just like the setting that you're in as far as the people. Because like Joe said, everybody code switches. Like I think code switching is necessary. Like I feel like the problem is people just see such a negative light on code switch. I just think it's just a helpful way of adaptation, just knowing where the fuck you're at.
Right. Yeah.
Because like you said, if you go into a corporate setting, you come in there like, hey, what? I'm even gonna look at you crazy. It don't matter what race you are. I'm gonna be like, so that's what we're doing now? Really? Mm-hmm. Like, it doesn't matter what color you are, what culture you come from. Like, you should know time and place and, like, how to adapt. I think that's the proper way to do code switching, just know where the fuck you're at. Mm-hmm.
Do you feel some type of way when you see your people act like that in those certain
I knew you were going to ask
that. Because you relate to them on the most. So it's like, bro, you're, like, it's a real thing. You're making us look bad right now. It's the look I'm giving. I'm just like...
But in that moment, are you like, dang, I kind of see what the other side be seeing for a little moment, but then are you being racist to your own people? Because though you might understand your person that just walked in, person of, color that just walked in, the other people that are around don't understand the nature of that, and all they see is social media and things like that. So when they walk in and you're like, I know how to code switch, this person should be able to code switch.
Fact. I mean, like, bro, that's what I'm saying, though. Like, I definitely judge, though. You feel me? If we in, like, a professional... At the same time, like, if we in a professional saying, bro, and niggas coming, like, bro, you gotta chill, like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta know where you... Like, Brandon, you gotta know where you at, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't act the same in every fucking environment, bro.
You can't.
Like, for example, bro, if you with your parents, bro, you ain't gonna be, like, cuss unless you do that. That's weird. But I'm saying, like... If you gonna be, you know what I'm saying, you don't cuss around your parents and stuff like that.
I was gonna say, you code switch around your own parents.
I'm like, you code switch around people at home. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, and then you got maybe have different friend groups, bro. You may act a certain way with other friend groups, and you can't do it with the other. You know what I'm saying? It's bro. Brandon's right.
Right. It depends on the place.
It just
And
depends on the
Coach
place.
gets to it.
Like, if my friend was doing that in a chill, laid back area and people started looking at him crazy, I'm going to defend him because, bro, we're in a chill setting. Like, why are you looking at him like that? Now, if we're in a corporate setting, like, there's like at a nice dinner spot, you got the little white tablecloth over the table. You come in there acting like that, I'm going to have to pull you to the side like, hey, bro, what we doing, bro?
Right. We all business casual around the table. Would you want, like, your CEO to speak in slang how you do outside of work?
Hell
or would you
no.
want him to be...
Wait. See, no, I don't know, because, bro, if the CEO cool like that, though, that makes the smoothest job, bro. You know what I'm saying?
But can you be like, yeah, the work's getting done?
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying, do you feel like that?
Yeah, it should get done. It should. But niggas might be niggas sometimes.
That's what I'm saying. if a nigga's talking like they do outside of work, and you like, nah, I definitely know this nigga. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
He over here like, listen, we about to do whatever. You know, I got a few things to get done. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm about to get done. Go, and then we about to be good.
Yeah.
Everything's smooth. You gonna be like, yeah, boss.
Yeah.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
no. Break down the paper. Show me how it's going down.
I was gonna say
Oh,
if it depends how well I know. Like if I know the results are getting done, he's acting like that. Okay, smooth. But yeah, if like say I'm like a new hire, see the CEO acting like that, I'm gonna look around like, hey, are y'all sure he the CEO for real?
Crazy.
But that's what I'm saying. But how would you act if you was a CEO though? I'd be slanging. I'd be saying slang. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. You know what I'm saying? Hold on.
No, we know what you meant, bro. You good.
On and off court.
You know what I'm saying? But for real, I'd be saying all types of like vernacular, bro.
Right.
Oh, that is true. I'm not gonna lie. I would be the same way. You
But
right.
that be you owning your own business, and then you'd be like, I mean, yeah, of course the work's going to get done because I'm doing it, because then you would be you.
Yeah.
But I'm saying from somebody else's standpoint, say you don't know this person, and these are all people in a room setting that you don't know. Are you going to be like, okay, I trust him?
You know what I'm saying? I think with the CEO, and it's kind of like the culture the CEO set at the job. If it's more laid back, then yeah, I just think it's like how we said, it's just adaptation. Like because you're coming into a new environment, a new culture. Like that's basically company culture you're talking about. Now, if it's like more laid back version, then yeah, you probably are gonna be like, oh, okay, this is how they do things here. Like, all right, now I know what type of vibe I'm getting into. Like if that dude came, so yeah. That would just be company culture because, like, say the new CEO is replacing an old one, and those dudes are just used to a certain way of their boss acting. He come in acting like that.
Yeah, bro.
Me personally, I'll be like, oh, this is kind of fun for real, but somebody else might look at him.
Get him out of here.
He's not saying he's gone by lunch.
Just terminate him.
I was just saying, I'm turning him into the board of directors today.
HR, I would like a word. Stop playing with me.
Yeah.
No, because I think it really is a balance, because I feel like you can act like yourself at the crib and at work with like you can
To a
sprinkle a
certain
little
extent.
you can sprinkle a little bit of it in there. Because I know at my job, like I think I act pretty much the same in most places. However, it's like I'm not gonna, like you said, I'm not gonna like probably cuss as much or whatever. Like I feel like it just really depends, like you said, the time and place. But I also feel like you as a person need to balance it regardless of where you're at. Because I feel like you shouldn't have to code switch so far to the point where people don't even recognize you. Right, you know what I'm saying? Because people do that. They're like, oh, I didn't even know that's how he was at work. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you guys came to my job, because Brendan's came to my job before, and I wasn't acting any different when I was introducing him to people at my job. You know what I'm saying? Like, now obviously I'm not as like, you know, out there like with how I'm saying stuff, but like I'm not really changing like who I am to, you know, appease the people around me at work.
Right.
And I feel like you said, like there's people that are like, hello, and then you go, and then the minute they get up, hey yo, my nigga, what up? You know what I'm saying? You know, we gonna hit this link, you know, like, you know,
Listen, that's me.
it do be some flip flop. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know, but I also do think like it's different with like black people and like people of color, because it's kind of like you have to tiptoe way different than anyone else, because like, especially like depending on like how you react to things, like code switching could be as simple as, okay, if your homie does this and it pisses you off, You might get loud. You might start yelling. You might do this. You might do that. Yeah. At work, if you act like that, you're getting fired because you're already painting a picture of like, this angry black man, this angry black woman. You know what I'm saying? You're done for.
And that's trash that we have to go through that because it's like it always have this certain like image of us always. That's what I'm saying.
Security kid.
That's what I was explaining to a coworker the other day. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's like goes back to Martin Luther King when we did our walks and things like that. They dressed nicely and we didn't fight back in violence. And even though we were brought out in the street and we were sprayed down and we were beat and things like that, we got back up, dusted our stones off, and kept moving, kept walking. It's all about image. So when other people seen that on the TV, they're like, they're not these barbarians. Savages. They're not. It's like, what are we doing? They're people just like us. And then it's like, okay, so it is about our own image with it. So I'm saying, like, you kind of have to tiptoe, like you said, because now it's just ratchet, it's loud, you gotta think like
more future term, not just yourself. Because, like, say you want more people that are like you in the room. If you're the first one, you got to set the standard so they can bring people in. Damn. Yeah, and I'm glad you said the dressing stuff because I was about to ask, do y'all think code switching is just the way you talk? Because me personally, I don't. I think it's how you act, how you dress around people. Yeah. It's everything.
Yeah, everything, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
same things I wear outside of work are not going to be what I wear at work.
For sure.
Same things I wear to business.
But I also feel like
the dressing one though, I get more annoyed at them how people talk. Because if you show up to a setting where I feel like you're just not sometimes I'm not going. I get to judge it too. I'd be like, "Hey, bro, what we?"
But I also feel like with that though, like I feel like you were saying, it depends on who owns whatever, like who's running it. Because like I know on my job, like I kind of just wear whatever. Now, not like to the point like if it's hot, like I'm not gonna wear like shorts, but like I'm gonna wear like something I would wear if I was like coming here or like anywhere else. But that's just because like my bosses have given me the freedom to do that. Now, like if it's like corporate suits, you know what I'm saying? I pull up in like a polo that's like an unironed polo and some khakis and stuff. It's like, to me, that might be cool. Like somewhere else, you going with your homies or whatever. But I think like you said, you can talk the nicest in the room. But
let's get away from the work though. Just like in events like outside of work too, because like
social settings,
like social settings, like.
So like what,
I get more annoyed at that. Like the work stuff, it's like kind of you said, like it's just whoever owns it. Like you're kind of gonna have an idea, so you won't be blindsided. But like, so I'll use an example. So for like our Miami graduation, right? I'm not gonna name the friend, but if he watches this, he know who he is. This bro, it's a graduation, right? I told these people, I was like, hey. I said, you can wear whatever you want, just not these two things. I said, do not wear shorts and do not wear open-toe shoes because for people that don't know, like I have a Haitian culture. They will judge the fuck out of you if you come in. Tell me why we get to the thing. One of my closest friends, this man rolls up in a short sleeve shirt, bright yellow shorts, and some Crocs on. I said...
He has socks on?
He had socks on.
Okay,
he said perfect. That's exactly what I'm wearing.
Socks on, Crocs and everything. I'm just looking at him. I'm like, oh fuck, here we go. Because the first thing one of my like aunties or whatever pulls in, he was like, "Is that your friend right there?" And I gotta go to like, yeah, that's him. He's just like, she's like, why is she coming? Why is he dressing like that? Don't you say you know that? I'm like, auntie. It's just different, bro. Like I don't know what to tell you. But I had to pull him over and be like, my nigga, like, come on, bro. Like now you making me look bad.
Exactly. Because you gave him
I was like, hey, bro, you can wear whatever. Like you can wear nice jeans or I'm not telling you pull up in some like business casual. I just said don't wear shorts and open toe shoes. Nigga didn't even follow those directions. I'm like, all right.
But do you don't think that should matter though?
To a certain extent, I feel
that's what I'm saying. Social settings. Since now we're away from work, should what you wear outside of work matter in any setting?
But
to a certain extent, it depends on what it is. Because I do feel like there's already standards set for certain things. Mm-hmm. Like if it's something like now to me, like if it's like we're having a golf outing or something, you know, like certain people might wear these kind of clothes, certain people might wear these kind of clothes. But as far as I'm concerned, unless they give you a dress code for it. Like, no. Now, there are probably other instances. Like, now, let's think of like like a funeral. You know what I'm saying? Like a funeral. I feel like there's already a certain standard set for what you should wear to a funeral. So even though it's outside of work and you are outside of work, you can wear whatever you want. You probably should wear like, you know, a suit, a black suit, not a purple suit, not a red suit, not a blue suit, a black suit with some nice shoes, not short. Now, I will say the exception to that rule maybe is if you're just passing by, paying respects and leaving.
There's dress.
You know what I'm saying? Like
there is dress.
There is, there are dress.
Yeah, funeral with some jeans and a sweater. I'm not going to lie.
Did you stay there the whole time?
No.
That's different.
Damn.
No, I mean, I went. I'm saying I wasn't there at the. Okay, don't do me. Listen, we respected that. Listen, we respect. But I showed up like halfway through the service, but it wasn't like they're not like it wasn't like close relatives to us. It was just paying respects, like
some support.
Yeah, just support.
Okay.
And we sat in the back,
okay.
and it wasn't just like me, the only person that showed up late. It was like other people that showed up late just to pay respect because we knew of the person, right? But when we came, we weren't wearing, suits and dresses and things like that. We was wearing dark clothes, like we wore black, full opium, not gonna lie. He played with Ken Carson.
You're funny as fuck. You're funny as fuck.
But we wore all black and we stayed in the back. So it's not like, I didn't feel like, oh, why did they come? I felt like us coming was more than what we wore.
Right. Yeah, and that's another interesting point. I also feel like, to your point, it probably doesn't really matter what the social setting is. You can, if you're not like the center of attention. Now, if you were like a speaker or something at this funeral and you was wearing jeans, they'd be like, who's this crusty motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's he doing?
I got something to say about Jim Bob.
Because there's always one, bro. Every funeral I've ever been to, there's always someone that wants to say something that looks the dustiest. Like, how'd you know him, bro?
I got him.
He's like, old man Ernest, man. The things I can say about him, man. Let me say my piece, man. Let me say my piece.
It'd be like some dude. It'd be some dude.
Nigga named George. He like, I got him. I got something to say about my dog, man. You know what I'm saying?
Sir, we have no more speakers. Let's just let the family grieve.
He's like, nah. Back in my day, we was chilling. We was running the streets together. I got to say my piece.
Like, bro, no, we don't know.
86, man. We used to run the streets, man. We was in that shit heavy, man. You know what I'm saying?
This dude did that at my grandpa's funeral. He was like, I got something to say about William Bailey, man. He was, man. I was like, bro, get him out of here. The pastor, it was funny because the pastor like, we do not know you. We do not, bro. It's so. He said, sir, you can wait until after. We do not know who you are. All right, let's continue. I was weak.
I got a story about that. That's what I'm saying. So, you know what I'm saying? About a few years back, you feel me? My dad had to go to a funeral. You know what I'm saying? For one of his relatives, right, bro? Bro, this nigga came on the stage rapping, bro. I'm serious. No, I'm so serious. No, full blown bars. Like, he started trying to rap like it was bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, bro, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
He said, I wrote this rap for my dog.
No, literally though. No, dead ass though. You know what I'm saying? Literally, I got some words to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's some poetry. Shit sucked.
Cut his mic.
Cut his mic immediately.
Not gonna lie.
Immediately.
Instantly.
Cut the mic.
Get him out. In the service.
Full Kanye stole the mic out of this man's head. Like, no, sit down.
Bro, if he was like one of the last people.
How was he related? Did everybody find out?
I don't even know who. I don't think they knew who he was.
Sir, how did you get in here?
Right. He just walked in, scribbled his name on the family and friends list. I got my turn next. What are you doing
here? He just came out the street, man, just walked in there.
It might
as well have been that dude that was here.
It might as well have been him. You know
listen, Joe, tell the story from last time, bro. Remember the dude that pulled up?
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, so
funny.
The last video, we was talking about this homeless guy that was outside the building. We was like, oh, yeah, we all done passed him when we first came in to record the last video. And he was like, all right, share some stories about him when we walked in, because he was like, I don't know. When I pulled up, he was like combing his hair with something.
Combing?
Yeah, he was combing his hair. He was under the building, like right over here next to that McDonald's. Okay. So I'm like the worst storyteller. Listen, I jump. So listen, back, focus. Talking about the homeless guy that's out there, right? Didn't know he was homeless. He looked like a regular dude. So it was like, he's combing his hair. We get up here, tell a story about the homeless guy. He's been out there for a minute. We go out after we record the video. This man is still outside. We're like, what? He's still out here. It's fine. Walks on by, nothing in his hand, right? He walks on by, we see him. We stand out there for a little minute, we're talking. This man comes by with food and it's a whole bag of food
He's
from
running.
McDonald's, right?
Running though.
Munching.
Running.
I didn't see him. Everybody else saw him, and I turned around. I'm like, oh, he does got some food in his hand. I'm like, so he must not be
I was
homeless.
saying,
You know,
'cause
he
we're-
got some bread.
yeah, we're
We was
talking-
just thinking, right.
I was like, we're talking, and I'm just like, I looked at them. I was like, where did he get food in his hand?
Yeah, so he had a McDonald's bag, and he's just walking casually,
Speed
like
walking,
eating fries, bro. And then I was like, he did not have that like a second ago, bro. And apparently, like Keon was saying, he was there all day. So we got here. So Keon gets here like relatively early in the day. We all came around like 3:00, and he was still standing there when we all got in the building.
Posted.
So that video was like an hour. So it's like 4:30, whatever. He is out there with nothing in hand. We see him go around the corner, and then he comes back with food.
Running though,
And
bro.
then Brendan
Running though.
saw him because he was just eating food as he was walking. I'm like, bro, where'd he get that food from? Bro, he walks past us, just like we don't think anything of it because we thought it was his.
Right.
Then some old dude comes by, a real he was like, hey man, hey. He yells at the dude, homeless dude. He yells at the homeless. He was like, hey man, hey. And then the dude runs. The dude runs away. And then
He's like, is that? He said, where'd you get that food from? he said, I don't know. He said, is that food in your hand? He said, no. He said, is that the food that you got off the bench?
He said, my food.
He
said no as he was still eating it, bro. It was the funniest thing ever. Then he ran away, and then Uncle was like, man, I ain't even gonna chase him like that, man. How you gonna steal it?
We got to insert the fucking clip.
So wait,
Like those, you know what I'm saying?
we're missing the Dragon Ball Z instant teleportation.
He didn't have shit on him. He was like, oh, he got food. Where the fuck you get that from? We saw him walking, and then we see you, and I was like, what the fuck? And then you came around, I'm like, shit, he took this nigga shit. You know where he stepped? You know where he
Look, the thing is, he ran right there by the steps and took a right as soon as you walk back there. And we was like, what the fuck? Where'd he go? As soon as you turned that corner, he ran across the street, and we was like, what? Gone.
No, we was like, where'd he go? Right. Looking all suspicious, bro. Like, nigga motherfucker was gonna peek it because I left my shit on the bench right there and I walked.
So listen, this man runs with the food, right? Runs across the building, runs around the building. The Unc chases him around the building. He walks, right? Mind you. So the dude that already took off with the food. Unc get behind the building. Why is this man across the street?
We don't know how we got over there.
He's
We
across
really
the
don't.
street under the parking garage as Unc turns the building. How did he get there? How did that man get there?
It was so funny because that happened in like the span of 30 seconds. He was on the far end of the building. Unc was chasing him. 2 seconds later, he was on the other side of the street, bro. It was like out of a movie. It was like he was like Nightcrawler or something, bro. I was like, how did he get over there?
Brother ran
it was
under
instant
the parking
transmission.
garage, went into the back of like the building. Unc circled back. He was like, I ain't even gonna chase him like that. We telling him, we like, brother just ran across the street. You know, missed him. I don't know how he got over there. He just ran over there.
And y'all know how old people be when something happens, bro. He was giving us a whole rundown on like, you don't mess with people when they having a rough day, bro.
They you know, angels, man. You can't do
I got
that.
that video and everything.
what I'm
Look,
saying?
Unc was going crazy.
Yeah.
That's why you gotta respect everybody.
yeah, for real.
You don't know who you might be fucking with.
Right.
Yeah, so you gotta respect everybody. Sometimes you can be entertaining an angel. Not even on the bad side, but the flip side.
Right.
Sometimes you can be entertaining an angel, so you gotta always have love and respect.
Talk about
He
it.
could have just said, bro, I didn't know.
Right.
Yeah, the motherfucker will understand that better.
Now he's got to read what he saw. You know what I'm
It just be the principle sometimes. Right.
And I really don't, because I got love for my brother. I do God and shit. You gotta have love for your brother.
Got
I don't
to.
wanna whoop him.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah, I love this nigga. I ain't gonna fuck you up because you're my brother.
He was crashing out, but
I would have crashed out too, though.
No, because
imagine you got some food, bro, and somebody
you turn is gone, and then you just see some homeless man eating it.
You know what I'm saying?
Because the unk was like, yeah, if you would have asked for some food, I would have given it to him. Because it was just McDonald's, bro. It wasn't anything like crazy. It's not like it was like Jeff Ruby's or something, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's the principle. I would have got out for it. Yeah, I would have had to get in. Yeah,
to wrap back in, where they're saying like, should your clothes matter? Let's say for like homeless people, right?
Yeah.
Let's say if they're trying to get a job. I'm saying if they only got like one fit or two fits, right? Yeah. If they clean that fit and go in, should it matter? They're here for a job. Should it matter?
See, that's what I'm saying. It shouldn't. But the people, you know, it depends on who hiring, bro. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I don't give a fuck. If you come in clean, bro, yeah, come on. You know what I'm
saying? If you're qualified, because I think part of the thing with code switching is like intentionality and intentions, and it's also a mix of like what you're capable of doing. Because I feel like the loudest, most ignorant nigga in the room could be the smartest nigga in the room. But to your point, depending on the setting, that could ruin the whole situation. So like with code switching, that's why it's important, because you could be qualified. You could be all the things that, you know, an employer is looking for. But if you act ignorant and you don't like, you know, abstain like to the rules or whatever, you're done. You're already done.
They will pick the next man. I'm not gonna lie.
And it's the person that is probably not as smart as you, not as capable as you, but he showed up acting right. So you're cooked.
Acting right fit, right. That's what I'm saying. Why does the fit matter so much? It's crazy.
It's just about our image, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
that's right. We did talk about image, right?
It's about image, bro. If you trying to,
and I do think like the fit, I feel like there could be like an attempt on like understanding from an employer perspective, depending on the situation, like the homeless person. Like, let's just say he wants to like, you know, get a job at McDonald's or whatever. And he's wearing like a, you know, like a crusty like dress shirt and some raggedy pants and all that. Like, it's McDonald's, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he's willing to work. Right. You know, that's another thing. So I feel like that's why I'm saying like with intention, like obviously he's not the cleanest, but that's his only choice. He's coming to you like, you know, he might not have like the most, you know, cleaned up vocabulary or whatever. Like, hey man, I really just need a job. Like, I'm willing to work. I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to. Are you really going to turn him down? This black guy, the crusty. You know what I'm saying? You don't really look clean.
To Joe's
you know
point,
what I'm saying?
There
like,
is some people that would just turn him down.
Yeah, there are. Yeah, absolutely. But that's why I think it's some BS in certain aspects.
Like, to answer that point, like when I used to work at Kohl's and I was actually in charge of doing like, it's like every assistant manager would do the interviews. Like we'll rotate them. It just usually I was the one that did them or another manager who doesn't work there anymore, Billy. I know with the good thing about me and him, we didn't care. Like if you showed up and you had a good interview, we didn't care about the fit. Sometimes we thought people overdressed for the interview. I was like, whoa, brother, this is just Kohl's. Like, what we doing? I was like, whoa, what we doing, bro? Like, you just dealing with clothes. But but to your point, some people came and dressed like that, and they had, like, the worst interview. I was like, so you did all that just to give me a shitty interview? Bro comes in, just a T-shirt and shorts, had the best interview. I said, hire. So I say it depends on... That's what sucks with interviews, because you're really depending on the person that's on the other side. Because they really could just judge the mess out of you before you even give your answer, and they already have their thing. I'm not hiring him.
But I also feel like on top of that, I feel like with code switching, it doesn't necessarily have to be about like ignorant. Because like I feel like when people like they tie the two in together, like we can have like a casual conversation, and like I go to an interview, and I can have the same casual like conversation with the person interviewing me, but like I feel like where code switching gets confused is when people like try and tie in like ignorance with like being casual at home. Right. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like obviously like as black guys, we ain't always just out here like yelling in ebonics and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like because I feel like when people think, man, I got a code switch, that doesn't mean you gotta like you're ignorant at home. What you mean? If you're ignorant at home and you don't know how to turn that off at the job, then you don't even deserve the job. Well, you can turn on the nicest face, the whitest face, whatever. Like, it don't matter. Mm-hmm. So I feel like if you're like one of those dudes that's like chill, like, but you're not like, and I think that's where the dressing doesn't really matter. Like, if you're chill at the crib and you're chill at the job, and the employer knows what kind of person you are, this, that, and the third, it won't matter as much. But to your point, like, people get overdressed and suck. So it's just like, does the code really matter at that point if you suck regardless? Because like you could like honestly, like any one of us could just get throw a suit on and go to like any big corporation, be like, hello, you know what I'm saying? Like if we're not qualified, if we're not qualified or whatever the case, like it don't matter. And I feel like some people think like the connections and then trying to put on that face. Well, oh man, I had to put on my white voice for that.
I mean, connections, but connections. Connections.
No, connections for sure,
bro. Listen, that saying isn't a saying for. Is a saying for a reason. That's not about what you know, but who you know.
Bro, that shit's real, bro.
That shit's real.
It's so real.
Oh, it is.
It's
Absolutely.
really real, bro.
Absolutely.
Nigga, you could get a fucking job. Nigga,
That'll be a difference between $50,000 and $100,000. I'm telling you.
But depending on who like your network is, you better hope that they tell that person like what kind of person you are and you meet that. Mm-hmm. So that's where you do have to code switch. If they're saying, oh, he's a very clean cut, you know what I'm saying? Very, well, I don't really like this phrase, but like well-spoken young man, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, so if you come in like you ain't get a haircut that day, like, you cussing like a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like in your interview, not really trying to, but it be slipping or whatever. Wild. Then it's kind of just like, you don't really deserve the job at this point because you didn't code switch where you needed to.
I was just saying, know what your sponsor said to get you that position, bro.
Because if you ain't say nothing, you might get away with it. Because it's like they already know what you bring to the table in terms of like the quality of your work. So all you got to do is just not mess it up at that point. Exactly. For real.
So let's take it outside our people then. So do you feel like everybody has to code switch to a certain degree? All races and genders?
Bro, I mean, do you, bro?
Yes. Short answer, yes.
Okay.
Because let's be real. I'm not gonna beat around the bush no more. White people do code switch, especially around black people, bro.
Oh yeah, when they do it's crazy.
It's true.
When they do it is crazy.
Wow. That's what I was about to say.
Should we go to our producer for the women's side of code switching now? I was just. Do you want to weigh in? I was just saying, but. For your other genders, I think, like I said, I think it's more of I don't even think it's like a male, woman, race thing. I think every human has to like I said, I think more code switch is a form of adaptating where you at. Right. Now, how much you do it, that's on you. Like, it's a natural brain response. Now, if you start getting out of pocket on it, that's on you at that point.
And like, who's to say the scale? Who's to say that's too much? Who's to say, you're doing the most?
Because I feel like
you gotta be able to read the room, bro.
And you can appropriate, bro. If you're a white person and you're going to let's say your best friend is like Hispanic, right? Right. As a white person, if you pull up in a sombrero and a poncho and some tacos, talking about like, hola, you know what I'm saying? Like that's first of all, that's racist. Now you might think, oh, bro, I'm trying to fit in with everything. But it's like you cannot do that in the sense of where you're like ignorantly being racist. You know what I'm saying? Because white people do that without really knowing, for real. Like you get around a bunch of niggas, yo, homeboy, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, what's good, dog? Yeah, what's good, dog? You know what I'm saying? What's up, Slat? What up, Slime? You know what I'm saying? And, all right, and as me and Brendan went to a PWI, the amount of times we had this random white dudes just say like the dumbest things to us, like, "Yo, what's good, homie? Like, what's poppin', G?" Bro, you know what I'm saying? Like all kinds of stuff, bro. Ew. And it's like you can't really do nothing but be like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of awkward.
What's the other word they're like saying? He's like, "You're such a beast, man." I'm like,
oh man, beast was crazy. They love that one.
Can you get mad though? Because they're trying to be like, hey, I'm friendly, bro.
I'm gonna get mad because like, bro, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Stop trying to be like like overly cool, like relax.
But that's the same thing you do at work, though, to show them that I'm not ignorant, basically. Because I was going to say something. I don't do that. I'm not saying, like, you got to be like, whatchamacallit, but like you said, you got to put on, like, a grace period for people when you do come into a new workplace. It's like a 2-week period where you're let me not step into my joint, for real.
Because, like, the job I have now, like, I never, like, acted like I acted like me. Like, my professional side is me. Like, I'm not putting on a front. Because people as far as the workplace, I don't want to say trust issues, but I will, like you said, give a grace period to see, like, am I really rocking with you as a coworker where I can actually, like, joke with you and stuff that? That's where I'll give them a grace period. But I'm not about to switch up, like, this is going to sound bad because I don't want to just get on white people like this, but, like, in the area of HR, it's filled with a lot of powerful, smart white women. Like, my whole team is basically me and 4 white women. I am not about to fake, like, think their like jokes are funny or anything. I'm gonna just sit there, observe, and my way to come back is I'll just be quieter than usual. Like if Myles saw me on my job at some points, he would be like, Brandon's a little bit more quieter than usual. But then he'll see me like when he gets to a conversation where I can actually pitch in, he'll be like, okay, that's the person that I know. Yeah. So it's not like I'm just hiding it.
And that's a good point. That's a good point.
See, but that's a good point, bro. Because like, you ever been like in a room full of white folk and I'm like, bro, what are they talking about? Like, I don't relate to what they're talking about, and you can't really say nothing. I'm like, what's going on?
But I agree because I feel like bro. part of.
But then would you be code switching to be around that group? That's what I'm saying. But see, so would you act a certain way or would you talk it differently because you're around that group?
I feel like part of code switching is actually when to know like when you should say something. Right. Because I feel like if you're not relating to like whatever it is that they're talking about. And like you were saying, Brendan, like we've been talking about it. Code switching really is just adapting to your situation. Mm-hmm. And
so you know, like mad at those people then for doing
I think when you're overstepping, because you're overstepping, because I feel like Joe, wait, hold up. Yeah, I think it can be they're overstepping in certain instances because they don't really know the situation entirely.
And why are you assuming that's me though? Like the what up G, like
and I feel like the difference between when we code switch and when they do it, or just any other group, I feel like more often than not, it's the person of color that has to adapt. Right. Like they don't want to change for our settings most of the time. But now a lot of them try, and when they do it ignorantly, like how I was saying. Yeah. But it's okay. Now I'll think of like I just thought of another example. Like, say you're a black guy and you bring a white woman to the all black family function, right? Right. Now, you would hope she's not out here talking about black women experiences that she can't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think now that could be from a place of ignorance, but that could also be from a place of like you trying to fit in so badly. You're just saying things that you're not really like, you can't really relate to.
Yeah, in that situation, I would want, say I'm the black man and then I'm bringing a white girlfriend to I would hope she's like me with how I am with my coworkers. I would just sit there and try to like listen and then see if I can relate to anything, then chime in.
Right.
Because then I feel like you're doing respectfully. You're letting them have their conversation. You're not trying to like butt in and feel like you know everything. But, you know, I was gonna say it's like, and then it goes back to where it's just knowing time and place when to speak.
Yeah.
Because I get what you're saying with like, can you get mad at them for like wanting to relate? But like when you do it overly like that, like how G Phase was probably getting to, it's like, dog, you don't even know if that's me. Like you talking about some what's up, homie. I'm like, that's bro, I don't even say homie on a regular day basis. You already failed with me at that point.
Like I respect a white person if they just come out, you know what I'm saying, me correct. Like this is how they are. Just how they usually are.
And not going, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like the homie Nick. Like so me and G Phase, the homie Nick. You know what I'm saying? But like he is like one of those cases, and I've told him this plenty of times, but he's a white person that I feel like does it right in the sense of he's been around black people all of his life. He doesn't try to appropriate, but he knows how to navigate in the conversations by not saying anything that he doesn't relate to.
So that would be him code switching.
I'm
saying from you know how a black person's perspective would be in a white person's setting, that would be code switching. So for a white person in a black person's people's setting, that is code switching.
Now that probably wasn't a great example because he acts that way around everybody. But I will say this though, like he would probably have to code switch more with white people, if I'm being honest.
Oh no, I'm not saying that he was code switching to be with y'all. I'm just saying like
just in general.
Because when he would go into different settings with other white people, he wouldn't act like
Okay, so then from that perspective, I also feel like one thing it really just depends on like your environment.
Right.
Like for example, like if you grew up in an all white area, you know, your parents kind of have put those certain principles that maybe a white person probably put principles on their children, and y'all think and act the same. Because you know, there's some people of certain like groups that are very comfortable with other groups that they're not familiar, that they're not from. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's because of their environment they're from. Like, obviously, like, not saying any of us grew in like the slums or nothing, but I'm just saying like in the sense,
minority.
like, in the sense like we're more comfortable with our own people.
Right.
But like there's instances where we would need to be around, you know, white people or a mix or whatever. And we know how to do that accordingly because like we've been blessed to be around a lot of different people.
Right.
Now, if you get a white dude from Iowa and you drop him at a HBCU, two things could happen. Two things could happen, and they're very opposite. He could try to code switch in the sense of he's trying to understand, but that might come off as ignorant because he's never had that experience around black people in real time before.
Right.
Or he could just be quiet and learn, which a lot of white people do. If they're willing, a lot of them don't care. But like you were saying, like
A lot of people don't.
A lot of people don't care. A lot of people don't care to
adjust.
adjust. They want everyone to revolve around them.
Oh, I was just saying,
You know
a
what I'm
lot
saying?
of people just don't care about code switching and just.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely
themselves.
not. Yeah, and it's interesting because
And sometimes that part is like the more beautiful thing, or the white or whatever person just in their different environment doesn't care. It's just gonna be them. Sometimes that's even a more beautiful thing to see, is because then you actually get to know that person on the other side, and you guys can both adjust to each other if that other person's not being, flagrant and out of pocket.
But I also think, like, to that point too, Brendan, I think accepting, like, we're very accepting as people. Like, I'm like just like black people. I can't speak for other races, but for the most part, I feel like most black people are pretty accepting when it comes to someone that's genuinely trying to get to know, like, or not know or understand because I can't, but like. Trying to like understand the culture in a sense of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like if that white person came around a bunch of black people, no problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, because, there's instances where you have white people that come to, they're asking questions. They're not like crazy questions. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just more out of curiosity. And I think to your point, you can tell when someone's asking a question out of curiosity and not like trying to like be ignorant. Yeah. Like, so bro, like, do you know your dad, bro? Like, that's just unprovoked.
Okay,
we gotta
so
fight,
that right
though,
there, is that not
Now we gotta
code
fight.
switching?
No, we gotta fight now.
Because
What are you talking about? Like,
I'm saying, because look, my mom, my grandma, and look, I'm guilty of it too. Because listen, when we get around people with like accents or somebody from a different country or something, and they'll be like, for example, be like people that let's say the homie Daniel, right? Because the homie Daniel that I grew up, he's Hispanic, and he speaks Spanish, and his mother speaks Spanish, so they have an accent. So my mom would be like, "Oh, hey, Miss Rodriguez," and roll the R's and things like that. But I'm saying, like, is that appropriating culture, or is that just?
It depends on where the place.
I'm just,
bruh,
that's what she does it with a smile. She's not like, oh, I'm trying to be da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
But can you extend that same grace off to the next group when you see it? That's why I was going
I feel
mad at the dude that's like, homie, gee, bro, because they're just doing the same thing that we would do when we're interested.
You would just have to ask somebody of like the Hispanic culture.
I feel like the worst thing to do is assume. Because like I feel, but like
I'm not gonna lie, because like we're saying like like black people be messing up when it comes to that too, bro. They be messing up just as much.
They will hit the accent,
especially the older
Oh yeah, no.
The older ones. What is that language? Well, I'm not even gonna repeat what I'm about to say, bro. Yeah. But they be seeing. I don't
definitely know. Yeah,
you know where I was going with that.
Yeah, I already know, bro. What?
But there is like that's the thing, like. They were never taught how to interact with people because no one cared about their feelings, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? I feel like to a certain extent.
That's why the older generation to give the older generation some grace because they wasn't in feelings. They wasn't over there talking about. They was trying to make sure that they kids survive. They was not over here talking about feelings and
let's discuss
how they felt about different things and having conversations.
Like,
it was to make sure that y'all grew up and died safely. That's it.
Yeah, but for real though. Yeah. That's all they knew, bro.
They wasn't over there talking about mental health or nothing like that. So you got to show people some grace, especially when they don't know.
Yeah. I think sometimes like the code switching thing. Like we've been talking about, it can vary in a lot of different experiences. It can vary depending on where you're from. It can vary on who you are. It can vary on the people around you. But I do think at the end of the day, it's like it's necessary until it's not. Because sometimes like you shouldn't have to code switch so much to where you're not being true to yourself. Mm-hmm. Because like you were saying, like I also work with a lot of white people. You know what I'm saying? Like And that's a lot of people's experiences. Like, I don't know any job, like many jobs where it's like you're in like an office or something, and everyone in the office, majority of them is black or like a person of color. So like, to a certain extent, they have to code. They don't have to code switch because like the majority doesn't have to code switch. Is what I'm saying.
Right.
So like, they'll talk about stuff that I can't relate to. I can't understand, bro. Like, do you know how many people know how boat like lake houses?
Right.
I can't understand. I can't.
bro.
People are like, we're going to the lake this weekend. I'm going to drive my golf cart around the neighborhood. And I'm like, I'd be sitting there. But that's the thing. Like, they will, I feel like from the person you're trying to like code switch for, if they probably have any real like indication that you're not really a part of whatever it is they're talking about, they'll try and get you included on the conversation you can be included in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's the problem that I have with certain groups. They don't do that. So then they're like, they're all talking about one thing. You definitely can't relate to it. They won't even ask you if you can because they already have the assumption you don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
like,
was going to say, for people at home that are watching this, if you're bringing a friend that's like not, that is the minority, please do at least give effort to like include them in the conversation. Like,
especially if they have to be there. That's another important part.
If they have to be there, like if you really wanted them to be there and you're just like, hey man, it really means a lot to me if you show up for this event. I get it, this is not your type of thing, but you know, it mean a lot to me to come. If you're gonna go out your way and they go out their way to do it, like try to like, bro, this is my biggest pet peeve of mine. At least introduce them to people. Like, I can't stand when people bring people and they just don't introduce them at all. So you just have this one random nigga just walking around like, because I'm going to be like, gee, Fizo in our early, like, who the fuck is he? Like, why is he not saying nothing? But at the same time, you as the person that brought them, I'm like, you could have at least introduced them too. Yeah. Because now you got and I'm only saying like family, because it usually happens in like family reunion type settings. They're all like, who is he? And like, luckily, the reason why I think I'm like better at it, because my family at least, they won't get mad at the guests. They're gonna get mad at me, like, bro, why didn't you introduce him to me? Did you? Because like, anytime you like, say you guys come to my house, the first thing my dad's gonna ask me, did you offer them anything to eat, drink, like, you know? Because like exactly. So like, if you are that person, you're bringing a minority over to your culture, your setting, they might not be like in tune with it. Do your work on your part and try to like get them, like just introduce them to people, conclude them in on the conversations like you're saying. Because I think in your part too, and me and him speak about it outside of this podcast a lot, is like when you're like, the age difference is a thing too. Like if you work with a lot of older people, the conversations, you can't relate to them, because I have people that be talking about like,
their kids,
or like stuff they gotta do with like their houses. So like my boss, I don't know what's going on at her crib. She's over here apparently fighting with the city to work her water line and stuff. And she be trying to tell me about all that stuff. I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what you're talking about. Like I'm gonna listen to you. Don't get me wrong. But like I can't really relate and talk to you. So I'm just there, just listen and be like, just put my like, damn, that sucks for real. I'm like, why is he acting like that? But that's the most I can go into in the conversation, because like, I don't own a house yet, so I don't have kids yet, so I can't really talk about that yet. I can tell you the kid's perspective and why he might be thinking the way he doing, but
facts.
That's the most I can tell him.
So I feel like when you're in a certain setting, like you were saying, and you're the only minority, do you feel like you have to put on like, you have to be more performative, and like you say, and code switch more when it's like, okay, I don't want to be extra black around people that aren't black.
Yeah. I do that, bro. I got to, bro.
I feel like, I think I agree with that, but I also feel like it depends on the setting, and I feel like how much attention is on you. Because I feel like there's a lot of instances where I'm at stuff that I really do not want to be at, and it's like people are gonna ask me questions, they're gonna talk to me, so like I'm not gonna just conform to like them for the most part, if it's like that kind of setting.
Right.
So I'm gonna just act like myself, and if they are curious about it, or if they want to know more about like what I'm talking about, then we can have that conversation. But I feel like if it's a setting where I'm not really like the center of attention, or I don't really need to be, I'm gonna just be there. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I was saying earlier, part of code switching in settings like that is knowing when and when not to say something.
Right.
Because like if everyone around me is a rich, like white man, and and they're talking about yachts and like lake houses and you know, going to Cancun and all these other different rich things that I can't really relate to right now, then like they might, like, again, like they might be willing to involve me in the conversation, but like they know I can't talk. Well, so Myles, how's your 401k? You know what I'm saying? How are your stocks and bonds? You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
just invested 50% in Amazon. Man. How much what did you do?
So how many shares do you have in you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like I'll be
yeah.
like, I can learn, but I also feel like part of code switching really is just learning a game around the people that you're around.
How to move.
But
how to move.
Do you feel like you have a duty to be like,
bro, I'm glad you said. I was gonna say, to answer your question more like directly, I feel like I don't think it's code switching. It's more like I have like a duty to like perform at my best, so then I can see like they are willing to take a chance on the next like black male.
Exactly.
Like I do.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I do feel a sense of
Absolutely.
like duty in that, and I'm gonna try and work every day to like so they know. Because like some people, like you
just
said,
like you are.
So as I say, some people might not know. They might not think about it like, oh wait, Brendan really is like the only minority male or whatever. But you know, at least in their head, they are willing to take a chance on a person like you because you got there.
Yeah.
So I do feel like you said where you were getting at is I do feel a sense of duty. Like, hey, let me not mess this up for the next potential person that looks just like me, and then we can actually, like how corporate.
because when you
That's a really, really good point. That's a really good point.
Because like more corporate places are trying to do D&I, but I do think it's kind of like how we were saying, like the age thing does matter. I think we know how we're getting there. Some generations do better than some generations when it comes to that.
YNs, bro.
I was gonna, as far as that goes. So like just knowing that your place of work took a chance on you, I do see a sense of duty because then I can have more people, and then that D&I effort can actually like show through, and then you do have different people, a different experience that understands coming together, and like you know, it's like one step forward in the right direction as far as that goes. Yeah, that's real shit for sure.
Because I remember I was telling y'all at my job, it's like basically is people from other countries and stuff that are coming over, and I'm the only black person they've ever seen, so they're like, they have like this preconceived notion about me, like, oh, I know how this person is gonna act, and when I don't act like that, and they're like,
They're flabbergasted.
wow.
Yeah.
No, they really are. They
They're
really
like,
are.
literally, they talk about it, and they're like, I thought you were gonna be like this, and you're nothing like that.
Yeah,
like, you're actually cool, and everything that the internet says that you are.
Right, and yeah, that's the worst part of like media, bro. Because like you said,
Because I be in, my fault. Because I be in there do-ragged up with, I'm telling you, do-ragged up and my earbuds in. Typical stereotype. But when they get to talking to me, they be like, you know what? And how he acts, how he carries himself, because I'm a manager, basically. So they be like, you know what? This is not what I thought beforehand.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, like to his point, like media really does like influence that way of thinking, bro. Because they don't see no type of like black person before in their life, so they're just seeing what they see on the internet, and we all know internet's not always real life, bro. So when they come around you, it's just like G-Face said, it's like they're flabbergasted. Like, I thought you were gonna act this way and that way.
Bro.
Or even if they have had they usually base it off of their past experience with whatever.
And it always happens to be the one bad. Like you just ran into.
Man, the last nigga we had, he didn't even come to work for real. So now you come every day, man, bro.
You come to work every day. You ready to
You
work?
work hard,
Listen,
man. I'm throwing all kinds of challenges at you when you ain't giving up, bro. Like you haven't quit yet. I'm surprised.
Listen,
Like,
Like, what?
it's like, it's funny because like how that ties in with like. And like you said, like G, like they be so flabbergasted when you don't act like how they think you should be.
Yeah.
Or even if you don't react to certain things. Like for example, like this dude that lives below me.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm gonna just say this. He has preconceived notions about me that just aren't true.
And it's crazy.
And they're like,
What?
and it's just like, yeah, so
bro,
like
tell them, bro. Tell them. They gotta
we
hear
have to
that.
get this.
No.
Okay.
So like the situation is this dude, he's been complaining about everything about everything about anything like the minute he moved in, right? So like because he's only been around for like maybe a month, but he he filed like a complaint against me and my roommate.
What?
Saying like he was like, And we just got an email from the leasing office
Joe's
like,
face is shit.
you guys need to stop smoking your weed. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to do it, smoke on the balcony type.
real.
And I was like, this is at 10:30 on this is at 10:30 on a random weekday. You know what I'm saying? So I simply respond, me and my roommate don't smoke. Y'all know I don't smoke.
Yeah, bro.
And Terrence don't smoke. So like, I was like, yeah, we don't smoke. So I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know who's saying that. I don't know like where you're getting this information. It's not true.
Right.
Simple as that.
Bro.
Whatever. Move on, bro. I got my subwoofer in the crib. You know what I'm saying? I like to hear the bass when I'm on the game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He's come up on a few different. Hey, can you keep that down, bro? I'm like,
how old is it? How old is
That's
he,
what I'm saying.
Bro, that's the thing. He's a
He
younger.
looks around our age. And
He's a
acting
younger
like
dude.
that.
He's a younger dude. But you know what?
not
Like
gonna
in
say-
the midst of all that, I'm not even gonna go into that much deep.
What?
But he's accused me of certain things, and he's come up to me like knocked on the door, which you're not supposed to do, by the way.
Right.
I answered the door because I ain't no hoe. So I was just like, how can I help you? You know what I'm saying? I'm on the chillest time. How can I help you, bro? Y'all know, like, chill time. Because I know, code switching.
Exactly.
You know why?
Right,
Because I know if I reacted the way I really feel about it, I'm cooked. You want to know why? Because the last time he came up, he had his phone recording because he wanted to get a rise out of me.
Recording, bro.
You
answered the door while he
I didn't. No, he didn't have it like he had it like low, so where I knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
So I was like,
What?
bro? He was like the weed thing. He was like, you look like you do it. He was like, I don't know why you wouldn't admit it. All these things, Joe. I kid you not. I kid you not.
There's no
So
way,
I handled that with leasing off. That's not the point. The point
There's
is,
no fucking way,
he
bro.
was trying to get a rise out of me in a
Right.
sense, like he wanted me to react how he thinks we would.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because if
And
I
you
was just some random nigga on the street, hey man, what
And
the
when
fuck you
you
talking
don't-
to, nigga? And then when you don't, he had nothing to say. He has no power, bro.
Exactly.
None at all. I was telling my dad exactly how I handled. He's like, man, that was the right thing. Me, I would have, and then he would have said, well, he would.
I would. That's why I
But you
said
know what I'm
that.
saying?
Me,
But like,
and people be like,
but like,
"Oh, you was a hoe. You should have been yourself."
Like, get your stank ass off my porch, bro. You know what I'm saying?
If Martin
Get the
Luther
fuck
King
on,
did
like-
that, and he was on some Malcolm X time, and we wouldn't be where we are today. That's what I'm telling you. Y'all YNs, slow, quick to pop off. No, if y'all don't assess the situation, listen.
exactly.
You don't
Right.
gotta react like the mad black man that they want you to react. You don't
Exactly,
gotta be the big angry black
I
woman.
knew that's what he wanted me to do. So I was like, because I know that, I'm like, all right, let me just handle this cool. I let the leasing office know they're handling whatever they got to handle on their end. But at the same time, it's just like, if I would have, folded like he would have assumed, then I would have either knocked him out.
That's
you know
good
what I'm saying?
shit.
Or I would, or he would have called the cops, and then I would have to explain why this nigga has a black eye,
Yep.
assault charge,
And
boom.
it'd be in the
And you know what I'm
worst
saying? Like,
position. Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
bro.
I don't think you're.
And his view would never change.
Hey, you want to know what's the most craziest thing? And I think we can. I can think we can say this part because of how I'm about to phrase it. You want to know what's the craziest part of all that he's doing? He has a person of color living with him.
he does.
No, you're fucking lying, bro. No,
he has a
no, he
person
doesn't.
of color living with him.
bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Like,
See,
because I kid you not, I met
Have
him.
y'all talked yet?
bro.
Only when he's come to say my shit was
Bro,
too loud.
I'm not talking about bro. I'm
The
talking
person
about the
of-
one
the
that
person
person
of
of
color-
color.
No. We have not.
Because I met the roommate before even he did. I was just at his crib, right, chilling. So I went to go something out of my car real quick, and I see him pulling up with the person of color that was right there. We're just gonna refer to that person as that. Comes up to me, he was like, "Hi, I'm your new neighbor downstairs." I was like, "Oh, nice to meet you, but I'm not your actual neighbor. I'm just a friend of his. He's inside." I'm like, "If you want to go introduce, we're just like watching the game. You can just kind of say hi." He said, "Oh, thank you for the offer." He's like, "I'm not gonna go right there. Me and the person got something to do." Boom. I was like,
Wait, so you guys offered him an invitation into the
Bro, I
crib,
said
and
that.
he's
He
still
did-
talking
he did.
about
That's what I'm
something.
saying,
Yeah,
bro.
I was like, I didn't I was just like, hey, if you want to go say hi to him, he's like right there. It's like he'll be like I know Myles. Who like
Gave him the opportunity to meet you,
He
yeah.
was like he'll introduce himself, like
Right,
no
you know what I'm
problem.
saying? Chill.
I was like,
Chill
he's like, see, he seemed chill then. Next time I'm talking to him on the phone or whatever, I think he either brought it up or I like just asked about the room. I was like, oh, how's the roommate? He starts telling me all this shit. I'm like, what the that first interaction? I'm like, I didn't think he would be on that type of time. I'm like, what's going on?
See, but
here?
that tells me he probably has preconceived notions about black men.
Exactly.
Man.
Which is again, Like, I was like, is this really worth me fitting into his stereotype to make a point? Because, like, I don't need to get involved. He's the only one doing anything wrong. I already did what I had to do on my end. Now, I can see if I was blatantly being ignorant and disrespectful.
Right.
You know, but, like, I made my changes, so, like, he has no reason. But he was looking for a reason. And so after he started doing that, I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna feed into what you think of me or what you think of black men, because, like, we're not all loud fucking weed smokers. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, I mean, you can be if you want, but that's not everybody. So to your point, Brendan, like, not everyone fits into what you think a black person is.
If just because a person smokes weed doesn't mean they're a bad person.
Right,
So even
exactly.
that now is just stupid on his end. Like, come on, bro.
Because he was like, you really don't smell it? I'm like,
I would have no, I would have gave it, bro.
We know what you would have done, G. We know what you would have done, G.
No, let me explain myself, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. Because, like, what the fuck are you looking for, bro? Get your stank ass off my porch, nigga, and leave me alone.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying? Because what I'm saying, what are you doing?
Bro, I'm telling you, he was looking for a reason.
And me, if niggas really, if you want that, what's going on? Because you don't want it for you just trying, you know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't get mad though.
Exactly.
No, I was
mad.
I was heated, but he's trying to like the thing. He was you know so like, you know, point of the matter, because, like, we're getting on time, but, like, point of the matter is, like, the assumption that I was a certain way, he didn't even know me for real.
Right.
So it's just kind of like time all that.
Duty.
Yeah, I had a duty to, like, uphold, like, a standard of, like, you know, it's not that big of a deal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to potentially beat you up, because I would have beat the brakes off him respectfully. I'm not gonna beat you up,
right if you
and
did.
I would have been right, because I know deep in my heart, bro. Like, if I would have just kept saying things that he did not want to hear, he would have swung, and I'm like, oh, it's time.
Right.
Oh, it's time.
No, first of all, he's not swinging because he has no squabble. I know he has no squabble.
And he had his phone now, so he definitely wasn't trying to squabble.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you just hit me, bro. I'm reporting you, bro.
Like, it would have been slow. So that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, you're trying to get me out of character, but that's the thing. Like, that's not even code switching. That's just who I am type. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if I would have code switched like a nigga that day, it would have been slow. I'd be in jail right now. Because I definitely would have.
If you would have got the Malcolm X side.
How is he new generational? Like, bro, you at some point, it's 2024, bro. Like, you got to kick that 1950 shit out the window. We not going for that shit. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
taught, though.
I'm
But
tired.
that's the thing, that's taught.
That's not learned. That's
For
taught.
sure, for sure.
I was gonna say that
Yeah, for sure.
1950,
Yeah.
you know, it's 1950 shit. They're still
They're
continuing.
teaching
Facts,
here.
facts, yeah.
They're like, this is bad.
Yeah.
That shirt is good. Easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, simple as that, bro. It's
That's
just
what
like,
that's what the
that's all it
media
is.
that's what the media does with, like, the do-rags and stuff. They say if he's
They're like,
wearing that,
if he's wearing a do-rag, he's ignorant. Son, if your girl wears a bonnet, no, I wouldn't do it. No.
There's a time and a place for everything.
If he has dreads,
like
it's
I'm
probably
saying,
a
I
robber.
wouldn't wear my
You know what I'm
do-rag
saying?
everywhere either, but time and place for everything.
Time and place for everything. And that's all code switching is for real. In our
That's,
opinions,
or
based
at
on what
least
we
that's
talk.
how it's
That's how
supposed
we
to-
see it.
That's how it's
Adaptation.
supposed to be.
That's how it's supposed to be. Just adapting to your situation as you see fit. For people of color and other, you know, just do not appropriate whatever you're trying to do.
Yeah.
If you don't know something, don't pretend you do to, you know, satisfy the majority of people around you, because that will not work.
Yeah.
They'll smell
I
that
was gonna
BS
say,
from a mile
and on
away.
the other side of that, like Joe said, if they do it like once or twice, you know, be willing to give them grace or whatever, because, you know, at least they're trying to learn. But they start doing it like his roommate is doing, cut him off, and guys to say, and then karma's gonna get to that person. Like, Myles doesn't have to be the one that gives him what he's looking for, but somebody else is probably gonna give him what he's looking for.
I'm like, because the rock,
Bro, don't let me pull up, please. I can't see you, bro.
he might get this man gonna get me evicted.
I can't see you, bro.
This man
That's
gonna-
what, look,
fuck is that, bro?
you don't even gotta do it. You just, listen, let me not
You know
do
what I'm
that because
saying?
we are gonna record.
I know,
so let me not say nothing
but
like
I'm
that.
saying, bro, I can't pull up to your house no more, bro. I can't do it, bro.
Bro,
I'm
it's
not
lying,
doing it,
it's
bro.
lying.
Right, bro.
If he comes outside, bro, on some bullshit, bro, I'm like, bro,
YN's gonna come out the dark.
I'm the YN. I'll suck the YN myself, nigga. I'll become one myself.
I mean,
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
You know
what
what
are
I'm
you
saying?
doing, bro?
I
Come on
I
now.
don't know, bro.
but look, you can't even be mad at people though, because I'm
yes, you
saying,
can.
I'm
Fuck
saying,
that.
no, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about you can't be mad at somebody on how they react because you can't.
how they react,
can't
yeah,
see
for sure.
somebody's reaction.
Because like he said, I've been very generous with how I've been acting because I don't want to. A, I don't want to get evicted, and B, like I don't. It's not worth my time,
bro. So
it's really simply
So
not.
let me crash
but
out.
somebody
let
will
me
drop
crash
him.
out. You know what I'm saying? Let me crash out. You feel me? And you ain't got to worry about
But
it.
then
I'll
comes in
live
that
there.
duty though. You
You know what
have
I'm
the
saying?
duty to be like,
You feel me?
they already think I'm a YN. Should I go be a YN or should I show them that?
Yes. I will become a YN that day.
That's why we're never fried. That's why. See, the niggas like Greg is why we'll never fry. Essentially,
He said yes.
he said absolutely.
Yes,
You know, we're cooked. We're
Right this
essentially
instant.
cooked.
You know what I'm saying?
Timing.
Ski mask on. I'm putting on a shiesty, bro. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? Heater
But
on.
that sucks though, as a people that we have to do that because we're the
Yeah.
only ones that have to do that.
Yeah, white
it
guy will
really
crash
does.
out.
We don't have to do
Who the
none of
fuck
that.
are- Who
And they're
the
like,
hell are
he's
you,
just having
pal?
a bad
Get
day.
off my property. You know, they can crash out anytime.
And not only that,
Fully
have you noticed
justified.
that when white people say the N word, they be like, "Oh, he was just having a bad day." Da, 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 da.
Yeah,
That's why people with anything.
Bad
He was having a bad
Like,
day.
what?
He doesn't know why he said that. Da, 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 da.
knew
You're
what he
supposed to
was
just give him grace. Give him grace.
Beat his ass. I'm
That's
playing,
what I'm
I'm
saying. You want to give somebody us some grace like that. But I'm saying, but we're already trained to be like, oh, he's not like that. But for us, we have this duty to put on this facade and be like, you know what?
Well, see,
I'm
that's
not
why I
gonna
said
act
fuck
like
the
a
dude.
YN, and I'm gonna give you grace.
But see, Joe, that's
know,
why.
bro.
That's why.
So,
For every reason you just said, which is it sucks, but that's why code switching is important for us to do as people of color. Because if we don't, we make them feel uncomfortable. If they feel uncomfortable, we can't get what we ultimately need to get to live.
Yeah.
Essentially.
I mean, until everybody gets on the same time and
Until
they
everyone-
are,
until
and that's not
everybody
gonna
gets-
happen.
When all the old people die out or whatever, and we have this new
coming soon.
20
coming soon.
new way of thinking, then we can
coming sooner
probably
than
try
that.
that, bro. Where you can wear a
Something
do rag to a job interview, get it. You could be an engineer. You know what I'm saying? We got to get to it though. It probably won't happen, but in a perfect world.
Yep.
But yeah.
Definitely, that's what I'm saying.
Facts. So yeah, any concluding thoughts with any of that code switching stuff? Because we covered a lot.
All right, I just want you feel me.
Oh my.
I'm just saying the code
my
switching,
God.
bro.
Go ahead.
Go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
for it,
You know
brother.
what I'm saying? All it is, bro, you feel me? You just adapting to your environment, bro. That's all it is.
Right.
At the end of the day, you feel me? Just know how to move. You can't move how you move outside in certain environments. And that's all it is.
Simple.
And to the dude that's, you feel me, terrorizing my dog, you know what I'm saying?
Terrorizing is
Listen, YNs, I'm not going to
the
lie.
YNs will be in attendance, you know what I'm saying? For sure. You feel
Exactly.
me? That's all I gotta say though.
we don't incite violence. So if this gentleman is watching,
Oh, no,
I have no beef with you personally.
About to
bro.
send this to the leasing office.
There won't be no violence. There won't be no violence. We just want to have a civil
I was
conversation.
gonna say there will be no.
And I'm
violence
open,
on
you know,
our
because like
end,
he
but-
knows that. Like every time I see him, I treat him with nothing but respect.
Yeah, for
you know what I'm
sure.
saying? Like, because I'm not the type of person to like hold grudges. I don't really do that. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not really doing nothing but complaining. You know what I'm saying? It is getting on my nerves. But
Like a
again,
Karen.
that's not
Grown-ass man.
That's not my responsibility.
And
It's not my
they're
responsibility.
the same age.
Grown ass man.
We went to the same school, the school at the same time. We was learning the same things. How did you turn out like that, brother? Where were you at?
Yeah, he's foul for that. I'm not gonna hold
I
you.
have no opinion on it. I have no opinion.
Just know if you are his roommate and you're listening to that, or you
He's a YN.
think of something like that.
No, I'm talking about your neighbor. He's a YN. Get him out of
And you
here.
think, and if you think similar to that way, like I said, people like us, we're gonna give you that chance to have a conversation. But just know, life does not treat everybody the same.
And some people will crash out on you,
Somebody will crash out and fuck
I'm
you
the crash
up.
out, please. I'm telling you. I'm
Listen, man, look, that's 4 people. That's the 1 of 4. That's 1/4.
serious. It's one
You get
fourth.
the right- you
That's
get
all
the
they
right
need, though.
fourth.
You know what I'm saying? The
The
group
right
need to
fourth
crash
is
out.
what-
I will crash out for the respect, nigga. You know what I'm saying? For real. So,
But yeah, that's hilarious. But nah, that's what we got on Code Switching. We appreciate y'all for tuning in,
sure.
and we will see you next time. Like and subscribe, bro.
yeah.
Peace.
Fuck, bro. I can't believe.